Remember, you're in a hologram, and this hologram reflects how you are physically, mentally, because we're spirits having a human experience. It's very strange to explain it when you start knowing the truth because of so many things that can distract you. For example, today I had a discussion with the lady that rents upstairs, and I told her that I've noticed that she plays music way early in the morning when, we are all sleeping. And she says that she does that because it's easier for her to do her cleaning. And I understand that because she's been programmed that way. But from my understanding, they should know, when someone else is downstairs resting that they need to not make too much noise, right? But, when you're programmed like that, you have that mentality, it's difficult to live with people like that. Hence, you start getting toxic people. But my real point is, when you realize that everything is fake and the only thing that's real is me, then everything starts to open up to you more easily, which is how manifestation works. Now, I will get into that, but first, it's time to know that we are on this hologram. We're inside this little playground of Earth. This isn't real. We're having an experience only. We only perceive it to be real because of how it feels to us and how we see it. Every interaction is the same thing, right? You feel it from inside you when you speak to someone. Either you're nervous, you're upset, or you're angry, but you start noticing these things, right? And so when you start noticing, then you start knowing why people are programmed that way. And so the people that are programmed that way, they don't understand because they're used to that program. For you to change programs, you need to start knowing first that you are in this hologram, simulation, matrix, whatever you want to call it. We're inside this little playground that they call Earth for us to have an experience. Now, as for why it happened, I'm not entirely sure, but I can tell you that the higher beings are probably the ones that would know. And from my guessing and understanding of all this is they want souls to know how to be able to have your own power, not have other people dictate your life. Know your own power. For me, I'm starting to get visions that my real body is not this. It's not this. My real body is somewhere else. I feel like I'm getting visions of me being inside a pod or having somebody put me in a pod. As for why, I'm not sure, but like I said, the higher beings must have a reason for this. I'm thinking that they want us to know how we can use our power to elevate ourselves into higher consciousness, higher frequency. And that's when all this manifestation comes into play. But before you start knowing that, you need to know how you're thinking, how you are physically. Because everything is you pushed out. Never Goddard even said that in his books. Everything is you pushed out. So if you're hearing, like, for instance, let's take my example. A past version of me is like upstairs, a long time ago I used to listen to music in the mornings, but that's how I was in the past. I don't do that anymore. But this is a past version of what I was before. And so that's what's being presented to me right now in this moment. And so that brings me to the next point. How are you dealing with that? And if you're interested, we're going to go way deeper in our next video. But now that you have an idea of how I say and how I think, you'll start noticing that this hologram, it supports what you do. So you always have to stay positive in whatever situation you're in, even if it's something bad, because you're bringing that into realization in this hologram. So I'll leave it like that for now. We'll talk next time.